Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here in Soul Talk. This is Monica Ramirez, your host. And today we have a Sallyann Joy. Let me tell you a little bit about her, who she is. Sallyann will tell you that she felt like she never fit in here. She journeyed through her life searching the meaning, understanding various healings modalities until she realized that she did not came to fit in. You don't feel that? We all do feel that in a way. Through elevating your conscience, she holds a space for sensitive souls, empaths, and seekers to return to the truth who they truly belong by their stories, by the pain and patterns. Her work of intuitive energy and hearted led. It is not about surfacing the healing. It is about assisting people to remember truly who they are. Sullivan is accredited quantum consciousness facilitator with the Institute of Quantum Consciousness. She's also qualified counselor, Reiki master, accredited meditator, teacher, and energy healing practitioner. Sallyann, I really appreciate you accepting our invitation to Soul Talk to tell us a little bit about what it took you to be here, where you are now, because we all have, I know, as a healer, coach, etc., we had a rough beginning to be wanted to be where we are now. So what it took you there?
Thank you very much, Monique. Monica, it is lovely to be here today. Yes, as Monica shared, my name is Sallyann Joy. I had an interesting journey, even from the early stages of my earliest memories. I felt as though I never fitted in here. I felt a bit like a square peg in a round hole. And for many years, I was searching and I didn't know what I was searching for. And I had many life experiences, grew up and got into a marriage that was not a healthy relationship and eventually got out of that. Many twists and turns in my life, and then went through a very rough period where I lost actually 6 family members in 3 years. And at that time, I really started to ramp up for my searching, and I thought there must be more to this than just this life. And I'd always felt I didn't fit in. And so that's when I got involved in various healing modalities, had some quite profound spiritual experiences, got my Reiki masters, went back as a mature age person, studied and became a qualified counselor, and did various other energy healing modalities. And then through a whole series of circumstances, I then connected with the Institute for Quantum Consciousness. That Institute for Quantum Consciousness was founded by Pete Smith, who had his own journey and worked with the Michael Newton Institute and then studied hypnotherapy, and then eventually developed I don't even want to call it a modality because it's not really a modality, but a technique of combining quantum physics, so that quantum physics with the tapestry of consciousness. So a technique or a modality where it is possible to, very different to hypnotherapy, rather than regressing people down, taking people straight out of their bodies, consciousness straight out of their bodies, and using the principles of quantum physics like entanglement, the holographic universe, the observer effect, various principles in quantum physics to assist people in connecting to other aspects, other versions of themselves, and in doing that, entangling with those other aspects, able to bring forward the most profound insights, wisdom, remembrance, and healing forward that can be profoundly of great assistance in our everyday life. And so when I trained as a practitioner in this modality, of course, you're going through all the various different types of journeys we offer. And bit by bit, it helped me realize why I'm here, why I felt as though I never fitted in, why I always felt like a square peg in a round hole. I never came here to fit in. I came here to remember. I came here to remember who I truly am. And I came here to assist others to remember who they are. And in my own journey, I have found this profoundly liberating. And in being able to remember why I'm here and what I'm meant to do and what my purpose is and the healing that I went through on that. And so now I assist others in doing the same, in supporting them in going through their own journeys of healing and remembrance through this most amazing work where I combine the teachings I've learned as a quantum consciousness facilitator and other modalities that I have also been trained in and lived experience.
This is beautiful, Sallyann. That is the point of the human beings, to remember who we truly are. What is our mission to be here? That is really, really beautiful in that part. And something that I do know as a starseed or healer or whatever it is, the majority of our community, they don't feel they fit in, just exactly as you did. So in a way, that's where it comes the people pleaser part, or the beggars of love, because we are trying to fit in or to be accepted or to, those kind of things. And that's where we get in a lot of troubles. And that's where many of the traumas are created at the same time, because we're trying to fit in. We're trying to do that. And thank God for people like you and people that we are not trying anymore to fit in, just to be us. Have to remember who we truly are in this thing. But something that you said, it was very, very interesting, because I am a quantum healer too. I do hypnotherapy, but yes, my training was to take them down below, so like that they can revise from past lives, present lives, where the trauma was created. But you take them outside, and that's something that you do exactly the contrary. You take them outside, and that's where it comes also the time jumping, or and all those things, or you can connect to the multidimensional beings that you are already. And
Yes.
and that is beautiful. That is something very different that I have seen. I do it myself when I want to connect to other realities and other parts of who I am. But that's very unusual training, because not everybody they teach you how to do hypnotize, to go in a way to past lives or your past or the inner child, or etc., to heal, but not like you do it. So do you take people to do time jumping? Because right now I feel like it's more into, not, I hate to use the word fashion, because it is not a fashion. It is something that it will help us to expand more if we connect to the other parts of ourselves that are already integrated, not where we are now. Correct?
Thank you, Monica. Great question. So what we do is as I said, we apply the principles of quantum physics with consciousness. So guide the consciousness out of the body. And we use quantum physics to be able to, the principles of quantum physics, to connect with other aspects, because as we know, once we're out there, there is no time, there is no space, there just is. And so we're able to assist people through connecting to other aspects of themselves. We can do all sorts of things. We can assisting with trauma, like in the body stored consciousness, help dissipate that and have an understanding of that. We can bring forward, when we're out there, assist people in bringing forward a future version of themselves where they can bring forward profound wisdom, and healing that can assist them in the here and now. We find with some people, star seeds or generally people that are here that feel as though they don't fit in, that probably star seeds, that we can actually assist them in going to their cosmic home. So they can go back to their cosmic home and that is profoundly helpful for people that are homesick. They can feel connected, they can feel valued and valid, or not so much valued, but validated as to who they truly are, and have a greater understanding of why they are here and why they feel the way they are feeling. There's many, many, many different journeys that we can take people on. And another one that is particularly helpful is what's called the empath journey, because many of us that are here in form at the moment are sensitive people. We're very, very sensitive and we take on other people's stuff. So with the empath journey, we're able to go back, take somebody back pre-birth, because no time, no space, take them back pre-birth and instill protocols in the developing fetus where they don't take on other people's stuff, where they can use energetic discernment and energetic protection, so they don't take on that stuff that will weigh them down in their human journey. There's many different journeys we can assist with, emotional trauma, physical trauma. So there's a whole range of different things. And the beauty of the whole thing is that the person's soul, all we're doing is holding space and we're facilitating. And it's the soul, it's the deep knowing of the actual person that comes, the client, that actually guides that. They know what they want. When they get out there beyond the physical body and tap into who they are, they know what they need. And we just hold space and facilitate a beautiful journey for them to bring forward what it is they're needing at the time.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful what you're doing. And
Thank
it is a little bit different than what I have heard, but it makes so much sense at the same time. What you're doing, instead of bringing it back, you bring in the future, because well, time and higher realms do not exist like you mentioned it, and that would take them where you something that you mentioned at the beginning, that it was very, very important, remembering who they truly are. And that's where the part when I have heard many people, many people that I'm in contact or that I coach, that they ask me why I came here again, why I was reborn again, what I was thinking, and but you take them even beyond that self-doubt of what they were thinking when they were reborn in this timeline. You take them to remember why they were who they truly are and what is the mission to be here.
Yes, yes. And it might be a little bit interesting for some people to hear, but we actually, the belief is that we chose to incarnate, like we chose through our free will, the basic infrastructure of coming into this life. Like we chose the family we're coming into, we chose the culture, we chose the country we're coming into. But then we incarnate and we go through this veil of forgetfulness and we think, what the hell was I thinking sometimes? Because let's face it, it's not easy here sometimes. And those of us that choose to come in here are brave souls. And so to be able to assist people and guide people and hold space for people to go out and remember firstly, who they truly are beyond this physical disguise, to be able to remember who they truly are and why they came in. That can be profoundly liberating, and it can be incredibly healing for people to be able to remember, hey, I decided to come in here because of this, or had this I wanted to achieve or whatever. And then I know my purpose for being here and why I'm here. It's going to be really liberating and really healing to be able to then move forward, because like speaking personally, and I can only speak just for myself personally, but just speaking personally, it was such a weight that was lifted. You know, it just such a weight. It gave me a purpose, a track to run on, so to speak, and meaning, much more meaning to my life to be able to realize that. And I'm just so privileged to be able to assist others to do the same now.
Something that I encountered lately with many of my clients or students that I have, the majority of the females, they have issues being born from a mother that it was a narcissist or really tough living in the families that they were. And with that, what you were saying with the technique that you're doing, it will remind them why they chose the mother and to be when they're here. And that at the same time will give them more compassion for the experience for themselves and for their mother at the same time, because they can see better the choices
Yes.
they did when they were born.
Absolutely, you're totally right there, Monica. It absolutely, because it gives them that greater understanding, greater compassion for themselves and what they've been through, but also compassion for the mother and what she's going through also, because that's not who they truly are, either one of them. So what happens when we incarnate a lot of the time, we take on societal beliefs and societal conditioning, and that can really muck around with us and really impact us. And can become a victim of circumstances. And we can become sometimes a bit like a doll being pulled around energetically all over the shop if we don't have a clear guidance and a clear compass. And, if we are taking on other people's stuff, that can really muck us around energetically, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. And with this work, we are able to guide people and support people in stepping beyond that.
That is beautiful, that kind of job that you do. And okay, I understand that there are people that they have a few lives reincarnating in planet Earth, and there's other people that have many lives reincarnating in planet Earth. What is the difference between that you have encountered that they don't have the experience as much as the old souls that have been reincarnating in planet Earth? Do you see a difference between them?
With this quantum consciousness work that we do, it is very different to a past life or an in-between life regression. This is not this work. This work is taking people out of their bodies. They can then tap back into a whole range of different areas. They can tap into stored consciousness, trauma in the body, the current body, they can clear that. They can go into other alternatives, like they can look at if they'd made a decision, look at a different timeline. If they'd made a decision in this life, what would have happened on that timeline or another timeline. They can go back to past lives, other lives that they may have had in physical form, but not necessarily. They can go back to other existences that they might have had in other forms, not necessarily physical lives, but in other forms. They can go back to other existences, and they can also go back just connecting back into and experiencing just the all there is. So it's very different in some ways to traditional past life or in between life therapy. It's quite a different type of modality. So all these options are there available, and then the client has the opportunity to go to and bring forward whatever is needed at this particular time for their healing at any specific moment of time that they're needing. And so whether that be a past life, whether it be stored consciousness that needs to be released, whether it's another form they had in another existence, whatever needs to come forward at that time.
Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And it's been my mission to be at service of all. And I have learned many lessons in my life that it took me to one of the biggest ones, that it was one of the things that I am a channeler, master channeler, like many of you already know. But when I start connecting to the Akashic records, it was a really big change, because in this one really helped me and guide me to know what my clients are actually needing. It helped me in my personal life and obviously my clients. Let me explain you a little bit why. We all have patterns, different patterns that we continue repeating and repeating, and we've been repeating it from this life, from past lives, and even galactic lives. But we do not even know why we like what we like. Why is our identity this way or this form? Yes, we can say it is programmed by our caregivers, parents, etc., whoever to take care of us when we were little. But many of those patterns, they're way older. They come from even a past life. They can be a fear-based past life, or it can be from different life experience that we had. And when we get to the realms of the galactic, we've been the star seeds that many of us that is interested in this kind of classes, we've been also programmed, or we have experienced in past lives, in as a Pleiades, as an Arcturian, Syrian, name it. There are many races that I like to talk about it in the Galactic Earth, Galactic Akashic Certification Program that I'm going to have. That it is a program of 16 weeks. So I'm going to give you a little bit of galactic history. I'm going to explain you about the galactic races. So like that, it will help you, but it will help also your clients to find out from where they come from, what star system they come from, what are the patterns they've been repeating from then to then now, and in these past lives too. And in the Akashic records, there are different chambers that you can go in and do different kinds of healings in there. That I'm going to be teaching all that, not only to be a reader, but also become a healer in the Akashic records, because you can cut contracts and vows, agreements that we all have, things that we have, patterns that we are being repeating, phobias, etc. We understand why we have those kind of phobias. Just to give you an example, I noticed that every time that I was crossing a railroad tracks in my car, I got panic, and I was like, okay, but where this is coming from? Before, where I used to live, I never crossed them. Usually it was once every 3 to 6 months, so it was fine. But now that I moved to a bigger city, or to a different city, Santa Fe, every time I cross the railroad tracks, that is very often, I notice that, because it happens over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, let's search. And when I search this in the Akashic records, yes, I have different past lives that I've been, actually, the train destroyed my car and killed me. But it was several times, several lives. So it was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me clear that fear against that, because in this timeline, I am safe. There's many guards that if a train is coming, I'm not going to cross it in that moment, etc. That obviously in that past lives, they didn't have lights. So I was not going to know when the train was coming so easy like now. So this is just an example of phobias that we have that get us in panic or anxiety and so forth, that we can figure it out. So like that, we can remove those fears, remove that charge, energetically charge that we have, so we can overcome that and moving forward in our lives. So, and also sometimes our traumas comes from our family line. That even epigenetics talks about this, that they tell you that we've been carrying the fears of our ancestors. Our great-great-grandmother, she have certain behaviors, certain traumas, certain things that pass it on to our mother, and our mother to us, and we're gonna, if we don't stop it, we're gonna continue passing it on to our future generations. So we will understand easier when we're in the Akashic records, because you're being guided to do all this kind of healings. And also, another of the aspects that are going to be working in the Akashic, it is about your business, about the money wounds that many of us have. So you're going to heal yourself and going to help also your clients. You know that your business also has an Akashic Records. So we can connect to the Akashic Records of your business and ask them what your business needs, what your business is actually needing from you to achieve, so like that it can prosper and become successful. The visibility. Many of us, we have the traumas of past lives or even in this life about visibility. And more when we're talking about energy and things like that I can tell you so far that what I have encountered with me and with many of my clients, it is in there. There is when we were in past lives, you were a witch, like I was. Of course, the visibility was a big one. I did not want to burn again, or in a past life ended in a mental hospital, because I am a channeler, and I've been a channeler for many lives. So I have to remove those fears and feeling safe in this timeline to say openly, I am a channeler. Don't burn me in the stake, or don't put me in a mental hospital, And those things you can find it for healing yourself and healing your clients, because you can add this as part of one of your modalities, so you can give a better service to your clients. So this program with certification in the Earth Galactic Akashic Records certification starts like the 10th at 7:30 p.m. It is going to be online. You're going to have, of course, recordings. We're going to meet once a week. We're going to be doing Akashic for each of you. You're going to live with an experience already, because you're going to be doing several Akashic, so you feel already safe and you believe in yourself enough so you can actually implement that in your own business and for your own self. And of course, you're going to have manuals and things like that. So like that, you can have material to continue studying, and meditations and activations that I'm going to be doing for you. So we start on the 10th at 7:30 p.m. and it's going to be online. Thank you so much for hearing me. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. This reminds me a little bit about one of the times, because I believe we have many awakenings in our lives. And in my last awakening that I had, I was sick with lupus, RA, fibromyalgia, and depression. And I jumped to a different timeline.
Mm-hmm.
In my sleep, when I wake up, I was not sick. I was not depressed, and I learned how to control it. And my life completely changed. I was a completely different human being. And the thing was me trying to remember how do I did that, because it was completely with my higher self and in my sleep. So trying to just remember that part. How do I did it? Because if I did it once, then I can do it as many times as I want, correct?
Yes.
So that was the part that it took me years to understand how do I did it, because then I know I can change my reality as many times as I need it, depending on the situations where I am. And at the same time, teach this to other people to change their life experience. And that's exactly what you're doing, right? Well, part of it.
It's interesting, and I think sometimes we actually, on a previous call I was on, I think sometimes we have experiences in our lives like the one you've described. And thank you so much for sharing that, Monica. That sounds like a really powerful, wonderful experience. And I think we can have experiences like that in our life that we're supported in and assisted in having, to bring forward profound healing. And yeah, I've had a couple of them in my life too, and one in particular. And yeah, so I think we can have those experiences, and they can, not everybody has those experiences, but through the work we're doing, we're guiding people out to, for whatever they're needing, to facilitate a journey for them to whatever's current that they're needing assistance, support with clarity on. And yeah, and so there is no time, space. So, and who knows, what dimension. So it is about just allowing that to come forward what is needed at the time for the most healing to occur. And it's just there's so much more beyond the 3D available to us now. And I think we're living in very exciting times where there is much more becoming available. And then people are having the opportunity to bring forward healing modalities that can assist us as we go through our ascension at this time, I think is just wonderful.
Yes, it is. And tell us a little bit about, do you teach these classes for people, or you have groups, or how do you work with people?
Okay, it's not a teaching thing as such. I'm a facilitator of quantum consciousness. The Institute for Quantum Consciousness, founded by Pete Smith, he does teach this modality, if you call it that, for people that want to learn how to be facilitators. He teaches and he has a team of teachers that he has accredited that teach it. I am a facilitator, so I don't teach as such, but I take people on journeys. And what I do is initially in my journeys, well, what I offer is I offer a 30-minute discovery call. I call it that because simply I don't know what else to call it, where that is totally complimentary, totally free of charge, where people, I just sit down like we are on Zoom at the moment, sit down with somebody on Zoom and just talk to them and get a feel where they're at and what it is that's pressing, what it is they would like to explore, and how I may be able to support them. And I just tell them what I have to offer and suggest how I may be able to assist. And it's totally up to them whether or not they would like to take the next step. And there's various different journeys we can do and combinations of different journeys to be able to guide them out to bring forward the healing that they are seeking, the clarity that they are seeking at that time. So I offer one-on-one journeys with that for, just an individual journey. And I also offer packages that work out as a guided mentoring thing over a couple of months or so that I also offer to assist people and be there with them on their journey and walk them through over a period of months as well.
So you mentioned, you told me that you have the circles of light. Those are groups.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit
yeah.
more about that.
Thank you, Monica. I'd love to. Circles of light, this is something that was very, very guided by spirit. In my journey as a quantum consciousness facilitator, when I was going through my own training over the time that I trained in this modality, slowly but surely for me, I had an unfolding coming through as to why I was here and my purpose for being here. And it became quite clear to me that one of my reasons for being here is to help ground the light for humanity and help people remember their own light. So in the circles of light, this was really strongly guided by spirit. It came to me last year. This is what I needed to offer to humanity. So the circles of light I run every Saturday morning. Sorry, every second Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Sydney time. They are totally free of charge. And so what we do is we start with a beautiful heart-based meditation, connecting through our hearts and drawing in the light, filling our bodies with the light, and then sending that light out in support of humanity. That is profoundly healing because when we work with our heart, and there's plenty of information on working through the heart from the Heart Math Institute and how healing that is, we're actually bringing our body into a state of homeostasis and alignment and really, really very healing. And then what we do is send that beautiful light, firstly fill all the cells in our body and send it out to assist humanity, all those that are willing to take this on. And it assists people not only with the healing that comes forward in that moment, but also assist them on a deep level in remembering who they truly are. And the circles of light are totally free of charge. It's something I just offer humanity and service to humanity as one of my missions here to help people remember who they truly are.
So that is going to be every second Saturday.
At 8 a.m. Sydney time, my Elevating Consciousness Facebook page, it has links of that when it's on, and people can inquire on my website, which is www.sallyanjoy.com as well. And there will be information on the circles of light there, and all are welcome to come along.
So the information, you can find it in the description of this podcast. So you can find that information. And for, if I'm not wrong, in mountain time, because I'm in the United States in mountain time, it is about 4 p.m. Around there. It depends in your
I'm
central,
not sure. I'm not sure, but
around there.
it's always 8 a.m. Sydney time, so it's easy to put into a time converter, 8 a.m. Sydney time, and that will give you your local time. And there is a registration link, and then you will have the Zoom link, and then you just hop on. Very simple.
So yes, you will have the description. You will have all that information in there, so you get the right timing. That sometimes it can be
Thank you.
confusing.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
So this is so interesting what you're doing. And yes, I feel that the message that I have received it is time for us as human beings to remember who we truly are.
Absolutely. Now is the time. Now is the time for us to remember. Yes. And in doing that, we assist ourselves, and we also assist our beautiful planet as we're all moving through this ascension process together.
That is true. That is so true. Because Gaia is ascending and we have to ascend with her.
Yes.
That's the best way to do it. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing, because it is so important.
And thank you also for you, Monica, and all you do and all you bring to the world.
Thank you. I may book that time with the Circles of Light. I would like to experience it myself.
You're very welcome.
And if you, for our viewers, if you feel that much that you wanna to remember who you truly are or change your life experience, it is important that you come, and hey, it is free. Share it with some friends. Share it with your friends. You might find that we can change it together. The world that we want to live, actually, the experience that we all want to live, if we start remember who we are. So share this video with everybody else. Thank you so much, Sallyann. I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, Monica. Thank you.